Education Minister John O'Dowd, you're hosting a reception at Stormont for schools from the north who have entered the BT Young Scientist Technology exhibition. Is it important that young people get into STEM subjects?
I think it is. The future of our economy and future direction of travel involves STEM in some format or other. I think it is vitally important that young people take opportunities such as the BT Young Scientist Award to get involved in projects, to look at the research involved, and then to develop that project themselves and develop an interest in the science and technology element of this. Because if we look at all the technology around us today, somewhere a young person at some stage in their life was turned on to technology and science and says, yes, I can do that and I can improve the lives of our society around us. So we're looking at the future generation of inventors, of scientists, of technologists going into the future, and I think it's a great project.
So it's a great way of getting hands-on, really, with these subjects, isn't it?
It certainly is. It lifts learning off the page. It's a practical way for young people to instill their learning and their skills. And it's a good way for team building as well, and it's enjoyable. The young people who are involved in these projects are enjoying it. It's an enjoyable way to learn, and that's key to success as well.
And the event itself, it goes on for months with the schools working on their projects. It culminates in the finals event in Dublin in January. You were there in January of this year. Are you going down again this coming January?
I am, yes. The buzz in the exhibition hall has to be felt to be believed. You know, the energy of the young people and the enthusiasm is great. They're learning off each other. There's a pride in their projects, which is a great thing to see. And the prize giving itself is an event, a spectacular event with almost like a rock concert atmosphere to it, which again brings that enjoyment and that factor to it, for young people are enjoying themselves involved in STEM subjects which were once seen as perhaps dull and boring. They certainly are not when you see the atmosphere around the Young Scientist Awards.
Good news again as well is that there's more schools from the north this year who are going to the event in Dublin than last year.
Yeah, we've always had good representation, but I am pleased to learn that more schools than ever have won through to the Dublin stage of this competition. Last year they done exceptionally well in terms of winning many categories there and showing that our education system is producing excellence in that. So it's great to hear more people are going down, and I look forward to hearing them among the list of winners.
Okay, we have Ryan and Eamon from St Colum's College in Derry here at the Minister's reception for children going to the Young Scientist event in Dublin. Tell me about your project, Ryan.
Our project is investigating the sustainability of life on Europa, and Europa is one of Jupiter's moons, and scientists have discovered that on Europa, beneath the ice surface, there might be liquid water. So we're going to see, as the solar radiation, is it great enough for photosynthesis to occur in plants?
How long were you working on it for?
Well, we started investigating it around June. You know, we started throwing ideas around, and we decided definitely we were going to go for this one at the start of September, and we were just investigating on different solar intensities on Europa. So what we're going to do now is, from here we're going to grow cress and reduce light conditions, and then compare that to normal cress that's grown on Earth conditions and see how they fare.
Sive, do you want to tell me about your project for the BT Young Scientist?
Yeah, our project was called Time Flies When You're Having Fun. Our project was to investigate whether or not time really flies when you're having fun.
And what did that involve?
It involved taking data from a bunch of students who were about to do PE before and after exercise and see whether or not their time was quicker before doing physical exercise or not.
You've both entered the BT Young Scientist Technology exhibition, isn't that right? Cal, tell me about your project.
Our project is investigating the effects of global warming on the growth of brine shrimp. So we're going to basically investigate the changes caused to brine shrimp in the sea thanks to global warming. Things like sea current, first thing we'll do is sea current changing sort of the way sand lies on the bottom of the ocean, and we use basically mechanical stirrers to see can they still see each other to mate and feed and seafood to see if that affects their growth.
Okay, and Hannah, has that involved a lot of experiments and investigation?
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to change the pH of the water and see if that affects the way the brine shrimp grows. Like for the global warming, if it was affecting it in the sea, the pH level would rise in the carbon dioxide. Or also we're going to change the temperature because that also affects the rate at which things grow. So.
Wow, so real complex stuff then. Okay, and do you both study STEM subjects?
Yeah. I do all three sciences and maths and do chemistry, maths,
Yeah,
and other
geography
sciences
as well.
Yeah. So, is this the first time you've been involved in the BT Young Scientist Technology Exhibition?
No, we entered last year, but we were unsuccessful.
Yeah.
So this is the first year we're going to Dublin.
So you've made it to the Dublin event then, so you're looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's going to be really good fun because we get to go away for school for 3 days as well, and then we get to see all like the different subjects going on as well.
Peter Morris, you are Director of Corporate Services with BT Ireland. Can you tell me, why does BT continue to support the Young Scientist and Technology event?
The event itself is probably the biggest thing that we do in BT in terms of brand and sponsorship. Primarily, the importance of STEM is becoming increasingly important to businesses like ours. We've been involved for 14 years now, and we don't just sponsor it, we're actually the organiser of the event, so we involve a lot of our staff as well. But it's all to try and support and develop and invest in those critical skills that a business like ours needs in terms of the future technologies that we're involved with at the moment.
So you really see these young people who are getting hands-on through the BT Young Scientist and Technology exhibition, you really see them as the sort of engineers of tomorrow?
Absolutely. The engineers, the technologists, the lifeblood of our company is going to be built on those kind of skills. Over the last sort of 15, 20 years, the skill set that we need as a business has hugely changed. The vehicle itself, in other words, the BT Young Science and Technology exhibition, kind of gives us that vehicle in which to develop those kind of skills, but it's also to take the fun of learning from the classroom into an exhibition, and allows the school children to share and learn from each other.
It's not just obviously to benefit BT, it's the entire private sector, really, an engineering sector on the island, isn't that right?
Absolutely. So we work with a lot of partners who are in similar kind of industries, whether that's software, technology, it doesn't really matter. It's all about trying to create a platform in which you can try and nurture and develop that kind of talent, because whether it's ourselves or anyone else, these kind of skills are going to become increasingly more important. And if Ireland wants to be seen as a centre of excellence to attract inward investment, you're going to have those kind of skills. So BT very much prides itself in moving into our 14th year and continuing to invest in what is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, exhibition of its kind in Europe.
The Education Minister has hosted an event here for all the Northern Ireland schools who have entered. Do you plan on going to the finals event in Dublin yourself? I know you were there this year in January, isn't that right?
It's a big event for everybody in BT. So every level, whether you're at a senior level or whether you're a volunteer, that is the single biggest thing that we do. So we'll all be there for the full sort of 5 or 6 days. We bring a stack of our customers. We have a gala event, for example, on the Saturday night. We've got 300 of our biggest customers across the island of Ireland. And the idea behind it is that it's this thing about being proud of what you do and what you invest in, and very important. And it's a brilliant event. I mean, not only do the students have a great time, it's great for staff to step out of their day-to-day job and participate in something that's very different.
And if you find there's like an inspiration and energy you can feed off from it?
It's unbelievable. It's incredible. I mean, even today at the event that we're at here up at Stormont, I mean, the Department of Education work really closely with us, but it's only when you actually go to the RDS and you experience the energy levels that are down there, and it's all about this idea of creating a fun learning environment. You know, we have thousands of students that are at the event, you know, with thousands of projects, with something like 40,000 people come through the RDS over a 3-day period. So you can't get better than that. And that's one of the reasons why it continues to be a huge attraction for both schools and businesses like ourselves.